Hello, everyone. Here's just a little update on what's going on. So, on Tuesday of last week, I was supposed to have caught a plane and been back by about the 8th. Problem was the flight, I booked through trip.com, and in my inbox it said you're leaving on December 7th at 0045, and I'm aware that this is just the Americanness, but I'm not used to reading the time like that. And so in my head I was like, yes, this is on the night of December 7th. This is nighttime, after a full day of being in Phnom Penh. And I only realized as I was sitting at the bar with Roz, oh shit, that's tonight. So I rush home to get my suitcase, and I rush to get to the airport, and I'm there in time to get through security. It's a very small airport, but they're already closed check-in, and they wouldn't let me go in and just carry my stuff as a carry-on. So I ended up missing my flight, and I had to rebook, which took, despite being a pay in 4 plan through PayPal, used up pretty much the last bit of money in my bank account. And I ended up flying out instead on the 8th, at around the same time, and it was from Phnom Penh to Manila, Manila to San Francisco, San Francisco to Dallas, Texas, Dallas, Texas to Atlanta. I arrived in last night. My dad picked me up from the airport, and I stayed the night at their house because it was too late to go over to my friends. And basically, here I am in Atlanta, and I'm wondering if I made the right choice. I feel like I kind of panicked. I was really just overstressed. I didn't know what direction to do. I felt really trapped. And so I thought, I just got to get back home. I have stuff that's worth money back home. I can start over there. Well, now I'm here and I can't find anyone to buy my motorcycle because, as it turns out, my car needs about $2,000 in repairs, which I don't have. So I tried to sell my motorcycle to see if I can get the $2,000 I need, and everywhere I try to sell it to says that they don't want it. And trying to sell through Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist will probably take too much time, and I need to be leaving later this week for the farm. I was really expecting to do that drive with a car, not with a motorcycle, because it may still be summer in Phnom Penh, but it is definitely cold here. So now I have to try to schedule my 300-mile drive for one of the less rainy days. And mind you, I've never actually driven that far with it. The furthest I've ever gone has been from Atlanta to Athens, and I've always used the highway, not the interstate. So I imagine that this 5-hour drive is going to really be closer to 7 or 8 hours because I'll be avoiding the interstate. Not to mention, my bike really runs out of gas about every 35, 40 miles, so I'll be stopping quite often for gas. I'm going to hope and try my best that, once I'm there, I'll be there, and then it's just a matter of finding a job in the nearest town, and even if it's raining, even if it's wet, it's one thing to drive, a few miles, another thing to drive a large collection of miles all at once. So I'm just hoping that once I get there, things will be a little bit easier. Next couple days, I'll be revisiting the family I used to nanny for, just a couple days just to get some money in my hand, and I'll be preparing to head out again. To be honest, I just feel a little bit stuck. I really feel like I failed. I went to Phnom Penh and I really thought that I was going to have a wonderful time, and I did have a lot of my highs were a lot higher there than they were here. I made friends, I went out, had a routine, and if it had been just the job issue or just the housing issue, I think I would have been fine, but it was the combination of them both. One of my friends from Phnom Penh mentioned that I lived in the middle of nowhere, basically. And she mentioned that area was really kind of shady, which, it was an area that wasn't part of the city 5 years ago. It's definitely just not a place for an expat. And that job had me stressed more than I ever had been before because I love working with kids. I just never had been in a teaching position before, and the administration wasn't helping at all. And I was afraid that I was going to end up losing my temper one day because it was just so much. And now that I'm here back in Atlanta, I'm wondering what I came back to because I don't have any money. I don't have any friends here. My family is helping me out, but it is what it is, So yeah, my basic plan is to do woofing, basically farm work placements until summer, and hope that part-time work and whatnot will get me through until I can try traveling again, or at least have my degree. I feel like once you have a degree, so many more doors open for you, especially when it comes to teaching abroad. I could actually go to Europe next time because Europe has a requirement for a bachelor's that Cambodia didn't. I did apply for quite a few other jobs in Cambodia. I mean, I guess if one of them came back and it was a better school and in a better part of the city, I could attempt to go back. But I don't know. I just feel really lost right now as to what I should do because it's this transitory period, you know? Finishing up my last semester of college and struggling. And I understand that struggling is, people consider struggling to be this thing that you do when you're young in your 20s, but I feel like other people have something to balance out the struggling. Like, I guess it's one thing if you have trouble paying bills, but it's another thing if you have no one you can even call on. When I was, almost kidnapped earlier this year, I had no one to call. When I came off the airplane, every time I turned on my phone, there was no notifications. No one was asking, did you land safely? Are you okay? It's just, it is what it is, I guess. I'm going to keep trying to sell my bike and see if I can get something for it in the next few days. If I can at least get to 1,500, I think I could fix the car. And a car is transportation and a place to live, which is a bit safer than trying to ride a bike across so far, But if I end up taking the bike, you'll see a lot of great footage of farmland across from Atlanta to whatever part of Alabama I'm going to. Upcoming, we'll have some more videos that are different. I'm hoping to do some more videos with criticism of shows that I like. Unfortunately, I barely watch TV, so I just rewatch the same shows I already love. So I'm thinking after Virgin River, we'll get one on The Walking Dead, which was really one of my favorite shows, as well as some other zombie media. If you have any comments, questions, suggestions, etc., please leave them down below. I do have a Patreon and a Buy Me a Coffee running if you're interested in having input on upcoming video topics. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.